My outside furniture needed an upgrade. I'd inherited it quite a few years ago, and to be fair, I hadn't maintained it, and it hadn't been maintained beforehand either. The table had become rotten. I thought that I could easily replace this with one made of scrap pallet wood. I thought this seemed like an easy job. First job was to tighten up any loose screws. Easy. I then started to look closer at the legs and realised that they were pretty rotten as well, so they also need replacing. They also appeared to not be exactly the same length, which was interesting. I hadn't got anything the right size, so I had to rip down a 2x4. I also decided, after a lot of thinking and staring at the original legs, that I wasn't going to try to replicate their strange shape. Straight legs would suffice. Then it was just a question of clamping and then attaching them at the right angles. And then a quick test to ensure they at least held my weight. I felt like a bit more reinforcement was needed where there was movement, even after tightening all the bolts. I had some of these L-shaped brackets lying around, so I thought they seemed like a good idea. Not sure if it is or not though. Back onto the original project, replacing the table. I cut down some pallet wood and glued it together. I was very happy with the result. Of course, I did the obligatory sanding. Now this is where I made a bit of a mistake. No, it wasn't that I'd cut the boards too short. I consciously made the decision to do that, as I wanted the offcuts to be a certain length to make something else, and I'd worked out that the table could have been shorter and still function just as well. The mistake was to try and replicate the existing table too much. The table was difficult to attach and get perfectly flat. What I should have done was to attach some big pieces of wood between the fixing points and then attach the tabletop to them. I decided that the back needed reinforcing as well, and so put a plank to join the two chairs together as per the bottom one. I think maybe this looks a bit silly, but probably worth it doing to extend the life of the table, I think. Further addition to the project was that of bracing the legs together. I often move the table around and that could easily damage the legs over time. I think that came out really well. Next was a thorough sanding of the whole thing. I had some leftover preservative from the shed build, so it seemed like a good idea to apply these to the newly cut ends. To give it a really refreshed look, I used this lovely Cuprinol Willow paint that I got half a tin of from trashnothing.com. It's great to use something left over that was only going to end up in the trash. I was really happy with the end result, and really happy that I've given this piece of furniture a few more years of life at least. What do you think? Thank you very much for watching. If you like this content, then please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I'll see you again soon in the next video.